Hey, what's up guys, I'm VeryTorrent and welcome back to Prison Simulator. So you may notice that our money down there is different. I'm not entirely sure what it was when we left off on the last episode. However, because I did the dart games and then didn't do a task afterwards, it didn't save. There's no manual saving in this game. It only saves after you finish a task. It does an autosave after you finish a task. So because we didn't do this task, didn't save the darts, those 2 dart games that we did, or no, I think we did 3 or 4 dart games, didn't we? So I went ahead and played a few to get our money back up before we started today. So when you check an application, you have to stick to the guidelines of the day. Check the email with the guidelines on the computer. The message is available under the envelope icon on the desktop, so it will be on the computer. Check the authenticity of signatures and stamps. Prisoners often forge them. Also pay attention to the content of the application. If you think that the application is correct, you can approve it by using the green stamp. And if you have any objections, reject it by using the red stamp. Alright, so let's try this out. So I believe it will be through our own account since we don't have the warden's password. We could also buy some stuff in here while we're in here, like getting ourselves a different tool to use against the inmates so we don't have to use the nightstick. That'd be an option. Though I'm not entirely sure if this will be worth the money. It's so expensive. Now eventually, you know, because of the inflation of the cost for upgrades, for leveling up, you know, money will be worth less overall. But right now, $197 is still kind of a lot for us. So I don't think we're going to buy anything right now for ourselves. We can look at the prison stuff again while we're in here. So there is more kitchenware that you can upgrade. You can upgrade at a higher level at level 8 here, so we're not quite there. I think we're level 7 right now. There's other things we can upgrade as well. So this is level 12. Just seeing if there's anything that we can do to improve here. Also, I had talked about how I didn't like these ugly toilets, these rusty, ugly toilets here, and that it was a bummer that we weren't when we leveled up. They didn't change their look. You have to do that through the skins, and that does cost money. But as you can see, there are a lot of different options here. So this is the neglected toilet. We can get the less neglected toilet, so it's not as rusty. I don't really see the point on doing that. I think you should probably do like a refurbished toilet. Just wait until you have the money for that. I suppose we have the money now. But yeah, if we wanted to change it up, we could. Looks like there's a lot of different options here. You can give them the pink neon John here, the Iron Throne, Obsidian Seat. So yeah, a lot of different choices here. Kind of like this one a little bit, the turquoise one. Yeah, a lot of different choices, but they get more expensive. So we'd probably just go with the refurbished toilets, is what I'm thinking. Because there's no real advantage to getting that right now, though, I think we're gonna wait. Wait until we, have the spare money. I think we should instead, upgrade stuff, because these will reduce our overall cost for the prison every day. So we'll get more money, and then we can buy more stuff. So it's good to upgrade these, but really getting some inmate respect I think is key. And so we should be looking for stuff that gives us inmate respect. Now I'm not sure what the cabinets would do, other than make us or have another thing we have to check when we do the cell searches. Could try getting something for, well, these are too high of levels. Yeah, I guess there's not really anything that we can get that would increase inmate respect right now. You'd want to take a look at the bedding though. We can get grandma's flower bedding. I think that's fitting for a prison. I like the jungle bedding. I mean, a lot of the bedding's pretty nice. This decorative one's pretty good as well. Yeah, this is not too bad. In fact, some of these are nicer than the bedding I have on my bed here in the house. We don't really have all that nice of bedding though. But yeah, I think they look nicer anyway. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything that we can get right now, guys. We just don't have enough money or aren't a high enough level, because like one thing we could get is the cameras here, but that's really for guard respect, which is not something that we've had any issues with. So I think we're just going to wait, hold on to our money. Those showers, I suppose that'd be useful. Also, you can keep the prisoners patient longer if you got the radio, and that increases inmate respect. I suppose the showers do as well, but we don't have enough money for either of those either. Okay, what about upgrading these? I wonder what that would do. Probably allow you to make more money from them. Of course, you can get additional ones. I think somebody said you can get 10 total workstations. So I guess that means you'd be making like $60 extra if you kept them in there for the whole time rather than just the 30. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started on this task. I think it's not in there. It's in the the email here. Or well, we have 2 emails. So this is prohibition to grant passes to prisoners who have a sentence of more than 5 years. You know, if they got a long time prison, you're not going to give them a pass, which I guess this prison gives them passes to go out into the free world. That's what I was thinking passes meant when we had the option to like take their passes. We didn't have that in our prison. I don't recall anybody ever leaving, but we were also a maximum security prison. This is a pretty small one. But so yeah, we didn't have, I don't recall anybody ever getting the ability to go like leave for any reason outside of when we escort them to the hospital. So prisoners must have a valid medical certificate. So maybe this is about a medical issue attached to their application as a confirmation of not suffering from any conditions. Never mind. And the recommendation of the guard in charge of the given block to apply for the pass. This amendment of protocol applies only today. Okay. So this is just to certify there's nothing wrong with them medically. So they're not medical passes. It's really just a reward, I suppose. I'm not sure how you don't use them through there. Okay, I'm looking on the computer. I think it's just because the emails were what they wanted us to read. But it's actually done through here. Okay, so these folders. So we got some basic rules here. I don't know if that'll pop up when we select this folder. Yep, so that we can actually read it. So basic information about the prisoner provided with their request is mandatory. Applications for a pass require a visit permit. Review only pardons with a letter from the president. All applications must have a seal and signature. Attachments need to have seals and signatures. Cross-examine attachments with documents if there's a need for that. So those are the rules. We got our stamps here. That's a prison stamp, a hospital stamp, or the president stamp. And then we have signatures. So this is block C guard signature, block A guard signature, the president's signature, Ronald I. Trump. Okay, so like Donald Trump. And then the doctor's signature. So I guess this is to confirm that the signatures match and that the seals match. Got it. It says, please deliver to my cell 2. So this is supposed to be like Xbox consoles with a controller each. The game STA, so maybe GTA 6. And a TV, Xbox Master Console. So, you know, it's got the stamps. And it looks like the stamp is fine. The prisoner's signature is just 3 X's. I imagine he doesn't know how to, might not know how to read or write. So just puts X's for his names there. His crime, by the way, is poaching. But let's go and put the folder down and get the stamp because we already know that we'll be rejecting this. So this is the executive grant of clemency. Or grand of clemency. I think you would think that'd be grant. Maybe not. But yeah, Ronald I. Trump has signed it, President of the United States of America. And I guess you just match these things up here. So let's take a look at it. So there's the prison stamp. Here's the president's stamp here. I mean, everything's matching there. We got the signature. Let's make sure that matches. Yeah, it's John Travolta. So like John Travolta. That matches well. It says, please carry out the pardon sent by the president as soon as possible. He gave me a full pardon. His crime was robbery assault with fatal outcome. Oh, wow. And he only got 3 years for that? You think he'd get a little bit longer than that. So let's go and compare the names here. Make sure it's the right person. And I think that's Walter, so they have the same first name. It could be an I suppose. But yeah, I assume this is Walter, but the last name is wrong. His name is Svensson, and this is Pretzel. So this is not the right person. So we will be denying it here. The inmates here just trying to get over on us, aren't they? How many of these do we have? Like 4 or 5 more? So this guy's in here for possession of pirated software. Look at him, he's got 21 years. The other guy killed somebody while robbing, and he had, what, 3 years? This guy's got 21. So we'll go and compare the stamps and stuff, though we don't have anything over here. It's a complaint. Okay, so we're looking at a wide variety of things here. I see. We're looking at pardons, we're looking at passes, we're looking at complaints. I would like to complain about my cellmate. He's always hitting me. We don't even have cellmates in this prison. Stealing my things, including my underwear, and doesn't let me sleep on my own bunk. Please take decisive steps in this matter. Alright, well, let's make sure everything is good to go here. Look at the, which subblock is he in? He's in A. So, I don't know. That does not look like the right signature. Yeah, that is definitely not the right signature, guys. Now, as far as the stamp looks fine. But yeah, that's not the right signature. That was forged. So I don't know how he got the prison stamp. But maybe they're always there? No, because they wouldn't have... Yeah, they wouldn't have this for you to look at. So yeah, I think this is also a forgery. That signature doesn't look anything like the guard signature. So we'll be denying this one as well. We're just rejecting all of these. Because he didn't get the proper signature. And you know, inmates in a real prison are constantly requesting to change their cellies. They always don't like their cellmates. And you know, it's prison. You know, there's going to be stuff you don't like. It's just the way it is. And you're not always going to like your cellmate. And unless you guys are like fighting or some other like, you know, violence, the type of stuff that can happen, you know, at night, for instance. We'll go into details there. Unless you got issues like that, one inmate assaulting another, where in that case you would want to move them. Other than that, though, I mean, if you just don't like your cellmate, you probably don't like being in prison either, but, you know, it is what it is. You shouldn't have gone to prison. So this is Leo Wilson. He's in subblock A. So same signature we're looking for here. 21 years. Possession. Didn't I already... Is this the same guy? This is the same guy. So he just has a lot of, like, you always have those inmates that just got all kinds of, they always want paperwork. They're always requesting things and complaining and writing officers up. I would like to ask you for a mattress change or at least proper laundry. It looks just as dirty when it comes back from laundry as when it hasn't been washed for a month. So yeah, he's basically just complaining here. However, he does have the guard signature. And you know, if this guard signed off on it, it's kind of weird though that he signed his name the first time, but this time he just hit the 3 X's. But yeah, I mean, if the guard signed it, I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. Is there anything else we're checking for? Like if we approve it, basic information needs to be good. The applications for a pass require a visit permit, which we don't. Where this isn't about a pass. These are pardons. Yeah, I mean, if he approved it, I'm not gonna undermine him. So we're gonna approve this one. This will be the first one. Oops, I'm trying to select this. This will be the first one that we've just stamped with approval. We have one more after this. Another poacher here. Please supply the prison kitchen with more vegetables and tofu because the current variety of meals is too poor for a person on a vegan diet. There are only potatoes and lettuce. Is it signed? Looks like it matches up. And why not? Yeah, I don't see any reason that we want to have more vegetables. I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with potatoes and lettuce, honestly. But I don't know if that we're approving this, again, based on our own preferences. Another guard already approved it. We are just a new boot here, so I'm not sure how that works, honestly. But yeah, I'm fine with doing that one. I don't know if that'll cost the prison any more money. It should, though. Should cost a little bit more money. Now, this guy's here for dog cruelty. Has 9 years in prison, and it's just a request here. He said, put me in another block or at least another cell because that son of a bitch in the next one snores like I don't fucking know what, and I ain't sleeping because of him. I ain't punch him in the mouth yet because y'all throw me in solitary for it. At least take it away from me. I don't know if this matches here. I mean... yeah, I just feel like we'll stamp it, but this is all just whining. I mean, you're just gonna have somebody else. Yeah, these match. Let me take a look at the stamps real quick. Well, yeah, like then you move somebody else there, and then he's gonna be unhappy. And so there's no way you can. Oops, my bad. I meant to approve that, but honestly, if it was my choice, I would have rejected it. So maybe it was just subconsciously I grabbed that red stamp. I mean, this is just inmates griping, and I understand you can't sleep because the guy's snoring, but somebody's got to be in that cell. And so, oh, we need to talk to the warden again. Is he in here? Okay, he's not in here. He's doing something else. So we might just have to do a task and then come back for when he's in the office. Seems like he's not in there whenever we have a task assigned to us. But yeah, I mean, you move that inmate out because he can't sleep. Let's see what we're doing for our free time. I guess I just played a bunch of darts, so we'll do some shooting again. Do we have the speed thing? Could do that as well, or work out for some endurance. We'll just do the shooting. Yeah, you're just going to move somebody else in there, in that other cell, and then he's going to be unhappy. So no matter what, you're going to have unhappy inmates. And so what are you going to do? So basically, you're moving one out who's complaining about it to put somebody else in there. So let's do stand 3. And we'll continue shooting, although we will have to clean this soon if we continue to shoot with it. But yeah, we'll shoot with it one more time. Alright, so are we timed on this? Yeah, we're timed. I wish there was a way to get, the 4 pointers. Yeah, the most we can seem to get is 3, I think, for hitting that complete center mass or the headshot. Yeah, but if it's 2, then it doesn't really matter where we hit. So how did we compare this time to last time? Our accuracy was lower, and that's because we were using an automatic weapon, so fired a bit more than we would have with a pistol. Less points and more time, so we actually didn't do very well. The point is, we did increase respect with the inmates, though it has declined some, probably from me not approving some of those things over there, some of those requests and stuff. So we lost some respect from that, so that's unfortunate. But yeah, we earned a little bit of money. Let's actually go and talk to the warden. He should be in here now. Oh, he's not. Maybe he's only in here at certain times. I'm not entirely sure. I'm just wondering if he's somewhere else in the prison, or if he's just like not here right now. Might be the case. So our warden at our prison, we actually had a house next to the prison with some land. It was a pretty nice house, and that's where the warden lived. Now, I think they could live somewhere else if they so desired. Oh, we're checking parcels again. They didn't have to use that house, but it was a pretty nice house, and it's right next to the prison, so why wouldn't you? So yeah, that's where the prison, or excuse me, that's where the warden was at, the head warden. And so he was never really far from the prison, so you could like easily go home for lunch or whatever, because it's like kind of a walking distance. Now, I don't know that I would want to live next to a prison, especially if you work there. But there was this prison in Texas that I was looking at moving to because I was looking to transfer before I ended up quitting and going back to school. I was looking to transfer to a prison that was 8 hours because I was so sick of the 12-hour shift. Because again, it wasn't 12 hours, it was about 13 and a half hours every day. Stupidly long days. And so I really wanted to go to a prison that had 8-hour shifts. And so I was looking at this one prison, and it was kind of out in the middle of nowhere in Texas. Fantasy Store. Up, we got another contraband here. And this one as well. Alright, so at least we caught it, but I don't know why we'd given that book. It's been carved out. It's not even useful for reading. Oh, is this mine? This is mine. This is Praetorian Hijinks. Yep, that was Praetorian Hijinks. My wife is sending me hammers and drugs, apparently. But yeah, I don't know why we let him keep that book, considering the fact that it's all carved out. It's not like you can read it. But yeah, there was this prison I was looking at transferring to, and it was out in the middle of nowhere. And so since there was like no close, like, housing, apartments, or even houses or anything, because it was, I mean, all prisons are out in the middle of nowhere. Should clarify that. I don't think I've seen any prisons that are not. You will find like county jails, like right in the middle of a city. But yeah, typically you don't see a prison that close to the city. It's usually out in the middle of nowhere. A lot of them also farm. Our prison did. We had farms. So got $30, $253 for the prison, so quite a bit. Lost some prison respect and increased the riot risk. All right. So we'll move on to the next day. But yeah, most prisons are out in the middle of nowhere. So that's pretty normal. Prison I worked at, again, was out in the middle of nowhere. I had about I don't know, it was probably a 15-minute drive though. So it wasn't really that bad from the apartment I had. But I did intentionally move close to my work. Because when I got that apartment, I was already working at the prison. So we're doing the shower time again. Do we have enough money for the radio? Oh, we're not at high enough level, are we? I'm going to double check if we can get the radios. So we'll look real quick. We might also be able to talk to the warden. It's a new day now. Yeah, he's in here, so we can talk to him. Might as well. So we'll do that, but first, let's look into the computer. But yeah, the prison I was looking at moving to, it was really far out in the middle of nowhere. We're talking about like an hour drive from any place of residence. And so they had the guards, the correctional officers, they had housing outside of the prison. And so this was not the prison I was going to move to, by the way, but it was one of the ones I was looking at because we had drove around the area looking for, there was like 3 prisons in this one area in the southern part of Texas. And so I was looking at moving down there, and I had to decide which prison I wanted to put in the transfer to. And so when I went down there to look at these 3 prisons, it was obvious that that was not the prison that I wanted. We can get this, so we will. So we'll put that in place. We'll have a radio in there, so they'll be more patient. Also increase the inmate respect some. It's about 36.8%. But yeah, there's no way I was going to move to that prison because yeah, you couldn't live anywhere. You had to move. You had to move into one of those residences, you know, right outside the prison. Your family's there, and you got like prisoners, you know, that clean the grounds and stuff. I would not feel. I know those are non-violent inmates. If they come outside the gates, they got to be non-violent inmates unless they're working out on the fields, in which case there's the field bosses watch them and they have loaded weapons on them at all times. In Texas, we'll talk to this guy real quick. I'll tell you guys about the field bosses while we do the showers. So the court has decided that Anthony Moore deserves a more severe punishment. How many more years did they give him? They gave him the chair. Oh, I forgot that they do executions at this prison. We haven't even been over that way yet. I see. And that's not all. The date of the execution is tomorrow, and you're the one who's going to carry out the sentence. Really? Alright, so that's a big responsibility. Don't worry, you'll be fine. Anyway, I'm not taking no for an answer. Glad that you agree. For now, go back to your duties and don't think too much about it. And remember, he's a murderer. He doesn't deserve our sympathy. I'm just not entirely sure that he did it. And the way they have this whole thing set up, it does make me feel like he's innocent. I don't know, maybe not. Yeah, I'm starting to think that he was set up by that guard. I had a lot of cars going by today. So is the timer started? It is. Oh, my bad. Nope, I didn't want to do that. We're just wasting time. Thought I had to click on them, but no, we don't click on them. We got to give them... And I'm not even looking right now who's the person that wants to go most. I'm just trying to get some guys in. If they leave, they leave. I don't care. The aggressive ones are just not willing to wait very long. But we do have the music going. I don't know if you actually have to turn that on or not to reduce the time, or excuse me, to increase the amount of time that we have. One of these guys is almost done here in shower 2, so I want to take this from him as soon as he's done, because yeah, we did not make it last time. Another thing is to get the next inmate in before we take the next towel. There's no reason to do that the way I was doing it last time, where I was taking like all the towels. Sorry about all the loud noises though, guys. I had to do several cuts already. We've got cars going by and police officers with their sirens on. It's been pretty loud today. Alright, so we'll get to this guy here. Looks like we might have... No, okay. We've got a few seconds left. So keep our eye on these guys over here. It looks like everything's going well so far. Remember, we have to get 12. Last time, I would think we got pretty close, like 11 or something like that. Sometimes it's difficult to grab it. You're trying to rush and you have all these difficulties grabbing it. Yeah, I definitely noticed that they're willing to sit in here a lot longer. I almost didn't want to let Hall shower. We're not going to discriminate against the officer or against the inmates we don't like, though. Sometimes I want to. We won't do it, even if he is constantly causing us trouble. So it looks like we have somebody waiting over here. Yep. Good grief. Again, it's kind of difficult to target the towel. All right, so get it to him. I think this guy's been waiting longer, actually. Probably should have gave it to him. We got one that's almost done here in shower 3. That's what's messing me up too, is that this is shower 3, and the one all the way down the hall is shower 1 when you'd expect it to be the opposite way. This has been throwing me off. Alright, so shower 2's done. This showering time, man, this is like... this seems a lot like when I was in the army. I remember being in the army, the quick showers you had to do in basic. I mean, not in the regular army. Regular army, you know, you had showers that you could use whenever you wanted when you're off duty. And nobody was there timing you. But in basic training, or boot camp, as some of y'all may call it, you absolutely were limited on shower time. Let's get it to this next guy. There we go. But yeah, it was like super quick. We've got 10 to 12. We still got a lot of time left, guys. I think last time I just wasn't being quick enough. I wasn't taking it serious enough. The speed requirements here. But yeah, they would you'd have to get naked, and then you would just be standing in a long line, and so that's all we had to do here. All right, excellent. Oops, this goes in the dirty ones. I'm trying to put a dirty towel in a clean towel bin. I'm like an animal. So we got free time again. I suppose we'll do some shooting. Yeah, we'll just keep doing the shooting. I mean, you make more money doing the darts, but right now we're not really hurting on money. I suppose you get respect for both, I think. I'm not sure if you get more respect for darts, though. We might. We got 1% respect here. Let me take a look. We'll do one dart game, so we're not just shooting. We'll see if we get more respect for darts. Because, yeah, I think that's what we really need to be considering is inmate respect, trying to get that up higher if we can. We'll do the quick one here. And we'll just bet the 30 bucks, since the hard one's pretty challenging. So with these lower number of points, I mean, it'd be risky. Just a few mess ups and then he can win. Because yeah, that little area you got to get into. Look at it. He threw it all the way up there in the ceiling. Oh, wow. He's doing terrible. He's not even hitting the board. But yeah, you also saw that he gets pretty good points when we have it on hard as well. And so yeah, with that, playing the 301 and just not being able to get very many points, we get 1% respect for the prisoners doing it that way too, doing the darts. So now we need to go to the workshop. I didn't look at what our day is going to look like. Workshop, free time, eating, head count. So nothing special or new here. So yeah, we'll do the workshop again. And that'll earn prison some money, which is something we need since prison is broke now that we bought that radio. That radio was expensive. I don't know why that little tiny radio cost $800. That's ridiculous. So we had the wolf skull last time. And so this time, let's bring... Well, this guy's not in a gang. Oh, that's the one guy that we let in. Okay, I remember when he came in. So this time we're going to do the lions rather than the dragons. Dragons caused us issues last episode. So we'll do the lions. Nobody's in this one. Okay, did we let him out or something? I don't know who was in there. Was that the guy on death row? It might be. Yeah, that might be the death row guy. He's a dragon. Wolf. There's a lion. We brought him many times over here. He's a dragon. So we're just looking for two more. Two more lions. It's another dragon. I'm pretty sure we have at least 5 of each. Guess we'll find out, huh? We're gonna put this... Oh, we don't have enough lions. The lions is not a very big gang apparently, which is why we might not have as many issues with them. Overall though, also these inmates aren't... we've had some problems with Bruce Brown in the past. But overall, most of these inmates are harmless. That's why we haven't had many issues with the lions. So they're not really a dominant gang in here. So what we should do is bring Daniel Freeman, since he's not in a gang. We could also bring the other guy here, since he's not in a gang, but he's aggressive. He doesn't like Charles Wilson either. We don't have Charles Wilson with us, and I don't think we have that David guy that this guy doesn't like either. Oh no, he doesn't like Richard Hall. He's David. But yeah, I don't think Richard Hall is here. Oh, Richard Hall is a correctional officer. Okay, so sometimes they hate correctional officers. Alright, that's interesting and realistic as well. So we want to tell them to follow us. I told you guys I'd tell you about the field bosses. So there's a bunch of different like areas where you'll work. Not every correctional officer is in security. That's what I was in. That's the area I worked in, was security. And of course our job was the security of the prison. Surprising, I know. Let's make sure we don't give the aggressive guys. So he's in here for cat cruelty. Okay. We don't want to give them too good of a weapon. Not that it really matters. But I feel like it's good roleplay. Alright, so with him we want to make sure that he has the least dangerous weapon, which, I mean, all these are dangerous. We'll give him the file. And then everybody else I don't think really matters. Let's do a hammer here. Charles Shepard can have the screwdriver. Bruce will take the wrench. I guess this new guy here is going to take the knife. So 4 of the 5 people in here are harmless. We only have 1 aggressive person, and they're all in the same gang. So we shouldn't have any issue outside of inmates not working. That's a possibility. I guess, you know, I always assign this based on the actual tool, but one thing to consider is where they're going to be located. You know, maybe you don't want to put somebody in the far back. That's going to be an issue. So I guess the, God, what is that called? The pile? That is really the best one. Oh, there is going to be a fight here. So he's about to attack somebody. I really thought we wouldn't have any issues here. But yep, we have, of course, have to have an issue. I thought it wouldn't be the case. Oh, I forgot we had the whistle. Final warning. I should have done that. I forgot we had it. We'll have to use it next fight. Oh. Alright, we're going to try whistling. It looks like it didn't work. He's trying to beat this guy up with a hammer. But you'll notice that there is a cooldown here. Let's go ahead and hit him. Come on. Alright, and then, oops. Damn it. Didn't mean to hit you. Sorry, man. That should probably be his punishment. Well, yeah, we're going to do the no leaving the cell. And then we're going to go ahead and punish him as well. No leaving the cell. Nope, we're not going to take a bribe. So yeah, I thought they might attack the correctional officers, especially if they happen to be one they don't like. That's not the case with this guy. He doesn't like Sam Gonzalez. I don't know if he's in here. But yeah, I thought maybe that could be a problem. Tell this guy to get back to work. We're going to tell him to watch his tone. I'm trying to get the respect. Oh, it worked. Alright, so we didn't have the respect option to increase the respect. This guy hasn't been working the entire time. So it says, it happens, get back to work. So we can't get the respect. Instead, they just listen. They're just complying. Now I'm noticing that we're earning a lot more money up there at the top as well. Typically we only get the $30. Yeah, we're earning quite a bit more. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Okay, well whatever, we'll take it. So yeah, we'll get more money for the prison. It looks like it's gonna be $60 maybe? Anyways, there's different areas where COs can work. You know, I worked in security, which, you know, our main job is to ensure the safety of everybody in the prison. So that includes the inmates, but, you know, most importantly, the staff. Make sure all the staff is safe. Right, let's go ahead and round everybody up. Yeah, our job is also to keep the inmates safe. So let's go and get the tools from everybody. But also, you know, make sure all the inmates stay locked up. They don't get out of the prison. They don't escape. That's another part of our job. You know, make sure that there's the lowest risk of riots or fights or anything like that, which the best way to do that is to make sure that there's, you know, as few weapons as there can be, So that's why you do the cell searches, the pat downs, the strip searches. That's why you search, and everybody's got something. Yeah, just have to do this one here. We do the searching of the rec yard. You often find stuff hidden out there in the rec yard, like buried weapons and stuff. And so that's why we do all these searches. We're doing it all to keep the prison as safe as possible. Make sure we get as many of the weapons as we can. You're not going to get them all, but try and get as many of the weapons out of the prison as possible. You know, keep the integrity of the prison up. You know, make sure that the inmates don't damage the property, anything like that. You know, these are all the jobs that we do, and probably the job you're going to focus on most often in security is ensuring that the inmates are following the rules. That's the majority of your job, is making sure they follow the rules. So next, we're back on free time. So I guess we'll do the, I mean, we earn a lot more money from the darts. So I guess we'll do that instead of the shooting right now. Yeah, we'll just do darts again. Now, we don't have to use our free time, but we get the experience, we get the money, and you get the respect. These are all good things. So I felt like we should do it. But yeah, we could always skip it if we wanted to. We could try the harder one. We'll see if we can do it. Last one was pretty risky. I probably shouldn't have done it for the 301. We should have done like the Bible one. So this could be difficult to get a win, but if we can get perfect hits here, which we didn't that time, yeah, that's not good. So yeah, he'll be beating us unless he misses a lot here. Oh, he did. All right. So usually they don't miss that much. Oh, Lord. So yeah, we can't keep making mistakes here or he will beat us. But it's only 301, so at the same time, yeah, he's doing much better now. Okay, so we're neck and neck now. All right, so let's really focus on this because we're gonna lose 50 bucks. So we don't want 60 here. We're gonna want the 40. Oh, we missed. All right, we're at 21. So what we'll do is we'll just go for, you know, we'll try and win this with the 777 here. There we go. Excellent. All right, so we won a good chunk of money. You know, we got the 60 bucks because I think I mentioned this, and I mentioned it in a pinned comment. The reason why we were getting the $20 when we were doing the $10 bets rather than getting $10 is because you also get $10 for the task. And that was the reason why we only got it for the $10 bet, because that was the first one. And so this one here, we got 50 bucks from the bet, and then $10 from completing the task for a total of 60 bucks. That is the reason for that. Is that over there? I was thinking it was over here. Oh, we're going to the evening head count. Okay, I thought the night was done. We're not done yet. We still got to do the head count. All right, so we'll go work on that. But yeah, I worked in security. That was the area I worked in, but there are many different areas. The field is one. There's also laundry, education, kitchen. Kitchen's an important one. And so those are correctional officers that only work in those areas. And so, like, is everybody lined up for count, or we're going to have to hit some people? Yeah, we're only going to have to hit some people. I can try whistling, giving last orders, or maybe they're going to comply. I don't know. Let's try whistling and see if they just comply. They do not. We might have been able to whistle to avoid the fight, though. Oh, are we fighting? Somebody's fighting us. Oh, multiple people are fighting us. Now we can block. Somebody pointed out. I don't really feel like it's necessary to block, though, because they don't really do a whole lot of damage. You have a lot of health. There's a fire over there. I don't want these inmates to get away, so we're going to go ahead and punish them. So one of them is Charles Wilson, and then, oh, yeah, of course it's that guy. All right, we're going to punish these guys for beating us. There's only one that we can put in solitary, so it won't be this guy. This guy, we will have him not leave the cell. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I should have went back. I forgot the day's over. I need to stop doing that for evening head count. Oops. So now we gotta fight this guy again. He's already been punished, so we can't do anything about that. So the fire is still not out, but we already have somebody dealing with that. Let's find here. We're going to punish him as well, and he's going to solitary, if it's open. Of course he's going to fight us. So we're going to lose a lot of respect today from the inmates. Is what it is. I should probably just keep this out, actually. Alright, Praetorian, go line up, man. I don't want to go back to that cage. I can offer you something different. What are we going to offer him? He said, wow, I don't know what to say. I'm that scared. A real bad cop. So we can beat him, or you can say, you can start with, I'm sorry, I'm just going to my cell. I'm going to be a good boy now. And just between us, you look great today. Yeah, just a particularly loud night tonight. I'm going to have to cut all those sounds out for you guys. So yeah, we'll say that. He said, I'm going to my cell now. Isn't good enough? Only if you go by skipping. Although they were joking with them. Because that's something you actually would be doing with the inmates sometimes, especially when they get to know you and stuff. There's a difference in, like, you know, not being a jerk all the time and being friendly. So we're gonna say this one. So we're shooting from the hip. Yeah, I'm not fucking around. Maybe you should try not to swear so much for a change, and just go to your cell. All right, well, he's going. People are complying. We haven't had to beat these guys. Let's see if Brian will comply. And yeah, just like that. He was just distracted, that's all. I don't see how he didn't see. He's been walking around for a while, but... Alright, so I think we're ready to do the count. We'll see if we can get through this count without a fight happening. Maybe if we go quickly. We don't have to count that guy because he's on cell restriction. Same with him. I'm trying to count the officer here. Now, that guy's got a mission, but I've never seen a mission yet from the inmates that doesn't require us to do something crooked. We'll talk to him and see what he wants, but yeah, it's probably not something that we're going to end up doing here. So what's the problem, man? He says, I haven't got any packages from my family for a long time. I really like to eat something sweet. Can you get some cookies for me? 10 will be great, you know, for longer. I'll pay for your trouble, of course. Will $100 be okay? You might be able to get a little bit of respect from this. It's cookies. I mean, you wouldn't do this in real life. That'd be contraband. You would definitely wouldn't go buy cookies for an inmate and then give it to him. And it doesn't make any sense either in a real prison because they would just be able to buy themselves, and you know, from the commissary. But yeah, I feel like, you know, this is not that bad. It's just cookies. So yeah, I can get him cookies for $100. I mean, that is what he wants. Oh, he wants 10 cookies. And Cookie Monster. Okay. Well, I don't know how much each cookie is, so hopefully you're not going to lose money on this, but it might be a way for us to get respect, which is something that we always need. Let's take here again to solitary. Maybe one day he'll learn his lesson. I mean, how many times have we put this guy in solitary now? But yeah, I'm always having trouble from him, just all the time. He's like he's our nemesis now. Not just a rival, he's a nemesis. Alright, so get in there, man. He'll be back out in no time. It's just a night. He'll be okay. We actually got some respect from that as well. Okay, so now we have the evening briefing. We're gonna go and get those cookies, though. We'll see how much they cost. And hopefully I'm not, like, getting ripped off here. We might be. I agreed to this before I even knew how much the cookies cost. We still have our milk chocolate here. We never need it. Again, health has not been an issue in this game at all. So are there no cookies? There are no cookies. So we'll have to wait until another day, because it is random what is in here. Now these are just drinks, I believe. Oh, maybe not. I actually do have snacks over here as well. I got cigarettes in here. I guess cigarettes are allowed in here. Officially, cigarettes are forbidden goods at prison. That's why they're so valuable. So they're not allowed, and yet they sell them here. I know this is supposed to just be for the officers, but I mean, like, it's in a place that inmates walk, so anybody could purchase it. And even then, what would the officer need it in here? You can't smoke it here. All it is potential contraband, so yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they be selling it here? Alright guys, so I guess there's no cookies, unfortunately. We'll have to come back another day and see if we can't buy the cookies. I don't think there's any like time limit on these, so we should be all right. The kitchen boss, you know, their job, you know, they're still a CEO, so security is still kind of important in their job, but it's not the most important thing. For the kitchen officer, their most important job is make sure that the kitchen is running efficiently, running as it should be, that the inmates are doing what they're supposed to do, that they're getting the food cooked. There are no problems with that. Decrease the riot risk by -3%. Nice. Also, increase the prisoner respect by quite a bit. That's probably tied into each other. So we made $30. Prison made $268, and we did not level up, unfortunately. We're just short of the necessary experience. So we should get that after our first task, which we're doing the execution today. I don't feel comfortable with this. I really don't feel like this guy is guilty. Take the convict from death row and escort him to the execution chamber. When the prisoner is seated in the election chair, secure him with the belts and place a wet sponge on his head. Do not forget to ask for his last words when the prisoner is ready, if you can. I want to say that there's probably more to that, because I've seen this before where it seems like this is as far as it can go and you don't have the rest of the words. Yeah, there's been a few of them that I saw like stop right there, and it's clearly more to be said there, but you can't read it. So I don't know if it's just saying, you know, when the prisoner is ready, if you can, and that's all they're leaving at, or if you can, more stuff supposed to be there that we can't see. So we have a very serious task ahead of us. You must execute a prisoner who has recently arrived at your facility. Prisoners with the death penalty are held in another block. Well, that's not true. He didn't recently arrive here. So we don't go through here. Again, we've never been here before. We go through here? Oh, we go through here. All right, so this takes us to death row and the morgue. So this is an area of the prison we haven't had to go to yet. The prison I worked at did not have death row. Approach the prisoner and inform him that his time has come. And every prison has like different stuff, you know, little different things that they can do. So we had a death row prison, but I didn't work at one of those. Our prison, one of the unique things that our prison had was we're one of the only prisons, I think there was two, there might have only been one, I don't know, I think there's two though, two prisons in all of Texas that had a protective custody pod. We'll go and talk to them, and yeah, we had a protective custody pod. So inmates would come from other locations if they were on protective custody. So, well, here we go. Are we taking them already? Yep. Alright. Again, I'm not happy about this because I'm not entirely sure he's guilty. It does kind of feel like he was set up. I don't know if the inmates are against this or for it, or... And we're gonna be in here alone? What about all the other people? What about the witnesses and all that kind of stuff? They would be back here. I don't know if they'll have witnesses. Alright, so now we've gotta fasten the belts. We'll read this real quick. Failure to take one of the next steps may result in improper execution, which may result in a painful death for the convict. If you let this happen, you can lose a great deal of respect in the eyes of both guards and prisoners. So we don't want to mess this up, basically. First, fasten each belt by using the E key. Okay, we could do that. Maybe. There we go. Now you need to prepare a sponge. Pick it up with the help of E and put it in the bucket and soak it by pressing the left mouse button. Then place it on the head of the convict using the E key. So if you've ever seen Green Mile, you get an idea, the movie Green Mile, you get an idea of what would happen if you don't put the sponge on there wet. Now, I don't think there's many places that still... I think it's wet. I'm going to put that on his head. Talk to the prisoner. Ask him about his last words. Any last words? He says, I know what is going on here in this dump. I would tell you what is going on, but I have a family to worry about. So it's up to you. Deal with it. And my last piece of advice, stay out of it. How are we going to deal with it and stay out of it? It doesn't make any sense. Are those your final words? So let's begin. It's time to activate the panel, approach it, and then start it by dragging two red fuses up and use the left mouse. Do you not need to actually put that down at all? I suppose it's fine where it's at. When the panel is started, use left mouse button, set the appropriate power knobs. Okay, so it's like a 3-step process or something. Oh lord, I should have paid attention to that first one. It does have numbers though. Is that a 1? Yeah, I guess it's a 1. When the panel started using left mouse, set the appropriate power knobs. The suggested voltage is 2000 volts, while the suggested current is 4A. So we need to do this one here first. So we got that on. Step 2 is over here. I guess you just turn these on. I don't know if there's an order or anything, or if that matters. Step 3, this is the volts. It has a little message here to tell you 2000. Do we have to... How do you do it? You have to... Oh, you gotta turn it. That's what I was trying to do before. It wasn't working, though. It's still kind of not working. It's very finicky, but we saw that that's how you do it. Okay, that's kind of difficult to do. Yeah, you just gotta kind of like turn it, mess with it till you get it. So 4A is the next one. Yeah, it's just kind of tricky there. Okay, maybe you're grabbing it and then trying to get it. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, it just doesn't work very well. So yeah, we got everything done here. So now I think just pull it. Let me make sure insufficient values will not kill the convict, while excessive ones may even lead to a fire. Afterwards, activate all the switches at the bottom of the panel by using left mouse. Only then will you be able to pull the lever and perform the execution. I think we're good to go, guys. Okay, we gotta actually move it. So apparently these other panels here aren't used. And that's it. Call the morgue staff to take the body. So it looks like it was a successful execution. But yeah, I feel like we just executed an innocent man here. We also have the steps on here as well. Okay. But yeah, we had no witnesses that I saw. That's kind of strange. Where's this go to? This probably goes to the morgue, actually. Well, let's go over here and check it real quick, because we've never been in here yet. Alright, so nobody's in here. Again, the lack of medical staff working, I think that's kind of odd. I could just throw somebody in here and throw them in like a an outfit, you know, a white coat or something that looks like a nurse or doctor or something. I guess you wouldn't want to do like any females, because then you'd have to create a whole new, you know, body model, since there aren't any other females in the game. There's no female correction officers or female prisoners, so it'd have to be a male. But yeah, you could just take one of the bodies from the inmates or the correction officers, you know, for, you know, the in-game assets. I mean, you don't even really have to create anything new outside of like a different outfit. I'm not sure why they don't have that. It would just kind of make it feel more realistic, more authentic. Immersion would be greater. So we lost respect with everybody. Not sure why, because we did the job as we were supposed to. Well, yeah, maybe just the act of doing it. Maybe that's why nobody else wants to do it, and that's why they got the new boot doing it. But yeah, I just feel like it would increase the immersion quite a bit if we were able to, if we had some medical staff in these locations where you'd expect there to be medical staff. We can go check the cookie thing real quick. We're on free time. Know that something's up. I'm not sure what that's about. I think that's saying that we know that there's something going on in the prison because of the inmate's last words. I think that's part of the storyline here. So we'll check to see if there's any cookies. No cookies in here. Let's check the other one though. And no cookies in here either. Alright, we'll just have to keep checking it. But that is actually going to be the end of today's episode. Just to end what I was saying about the field bosses. So that's just one area where people work. And in Texas, because it's Texas, the field bosses, they wear jeans. So they don't wear the normal uniform that we wear. They have the same top that we had, but they wear jeans and a cowboy hat. So you can always tell the field bosses, since they got the jeans and the cowboy hat on. And they ride horses. They actually ride horses out there. And they all carry weapons, you know, outside of the prison, of course, because you can't bring the weapons inside the prison. And they ride horses with a rifle or a shotgun. And they also have a pistol. And then if, you know, any inmate attempts to run while working the fields, they shoot them. Again, that's never happened before, but the inmates know that if they try and run, that they will be shot. No questions asked, no warnings. They don't play around out there. But that was all they did. They just picked the inmates up in the morning, the ones who work the fields, because every inmate has a job that they're assigned to. The field one is kind of like the default one. It's the worst one. The inmates hate it because you're working out in the sun. It's hot and sweaty, and it's a rough job. It's a hard job. So they got to go work those fields out there because we got farms all around the prison. We farm all kinds of stuff out there. A lot of the food that we eat in the prison, a lot of the vegetables and stuff. Oh, and then the clothes. Yeah, the clothes are all made out of material that we farm. So yeah, it's interesting having a farm out there. But yeah, that's their only job. They pick up the inmates in the morning, bring them out to the field, watch them while they work, make sure they don't run away, and then bring them back in the afternoon, the late afternoon. So yeah, just different areas that you worked. Again, I worked security, so that was my area. But we'll talk a little bit more about the different areas, I'm sure, in later episodes. But that's going to be it for this one. Again, I'm not too happy about the way that execution worked. I wish there was something we could do about it. I don't think there's any other option. I think we just kind of follow along with the story here. But I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. If you did, make sure you leave a like on it, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you guys on the next one. And thanks for watching.